The Friday live here from Bethany Travel and our beautiful storefront. We're sitting in the sand, and as you can see, we've got the busy traffic going by. Everyone's going to the beach, but
That's right.
we've got lots to talk about today.
Yes, that is right. Happy Friday, everyone. So this is our Friday Lives for those who are new following us. And we usually sit down and talk a little bit about travel, where we've been, what's going out there, and the trends that we're seeing out in the travel industry. And we try to bring you the best knowledge and honest opinion of whether that's a good deal, no deal. And we just try to cover a little bit of everything.
Exactly.
So what we're going to talk a little bit about today is, for those who were following us on social media last week and the week before, is we just got back from Beaches and a Grill from Jamaica, and we've been getting a lot of questions this week, and I would say even last week while we were traveling, about how's Jamaica and how's the resorts, and people are still worried about how Jamaica is after the hurricane, which I think we all are. But let's jump into it.
It's great. I mean, I was there last year right after the hurricane, December 5th. I was down there. You know, there was some rebuilding going on and stuff, but most of the resorts were open that we sell were open. The ones that are not, you know, have been fully reimagined. So we're excited about that. But the people of Jamaica are what bring us back to Jamaica time and time again, because they are so welcoming and friendly. And Jamaica is such a beautiful island, and our resorts are gorgeous. But I would say the people, they are ready for you to come to Jamaica.
Yeah, they were so excited to see us back on resort, not just us, but other people.
Yeah.
And the nice part I thought about Beaches and a Grill was, when we were talking to the sales manager, it was almost 100% full, and it didn't feel like that.
No, if you go on and you try to find a room, it's really a challenge sometimes, because I looked at next summer already. It's already a challenge for next summer. But when you're on the resort, it's 100%, but it's so spread out, and they just don't overfill their resorts, which I think is a really big plus for Sandals and Beaches. So you don't feel like you're on top of each other. We had plenty of room, plenty of beach space. The kids never waited at the water park, never waited at water sports, and we actually never waited at a restaurant.
Yeah, that I know, that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So speaking of restaurants, let's talk a little bit about the different restaurants there that we were able to experience, and maybe give your favorite that you had that during our trip, and I'll give mine.
I think mine is Mariachi's.
Yeah.
Which is an open air Mexican restaurant. So it's, I'll know, like, it's just, it has a variety. So like the first night I got tuna, which was amazing.
It was good.
And then I wanted to go back again because they had a steak on the menu also that I got a couple nights later, and it was amazing also. And let me tell you, their signature drink of their ruby red margarita is pretty daggone tasty.
Yeah, that was good too. Honestly, this is maybe be a surprise to you, but I'm not a high carb eater. I try to stay away from the carbs and eat more protein. But the new restaurant Stella out on the beach, the Italian restaurant, I think I could have gone there every night.
I could have too. Yeah, actually,
the meatballs were amazing. It was just, I was like, good Lord, I could eat this. I mean, I had lasagna. I could eat it like five dishes.
And the breads and the spreads for the breads.
Yep.
You know, I mean, we figured out our 5-year-old granddaughter, my 5-year-old granddaughter, is a carb eater like her mom and me. She was like, what's this? What's this? And putting all the spreads on the breads. And it's just great. And it's so nice to introduce them to those kind of things. But the menu was so extensive, it was hard to pick what you wanted.
Yeah, I thought it was great too. Another one, obviously, we love sushi, and it was fun to have the kids try sushi and try to get them. I don't know if that's good or bad, because back home it may be bad for our pockets, but great on resort, because they can eat as much or less as they want.
It's a great time to try things.
But no, I thought it was. I thought we had some amazing dinners that during our trip, and there's just so many options, and even for the picky eaters, there are just so many. But even for those who have food allergies and the different things, you know, Sandals and Beaches has a culinary desk that you can go to, and even if you work with us at Bethany Travel, we will let them know, and they work and make dishes based on your allergy, which is absolutely amazing.
They're so serious about it. Every time you sit down to order something, whether it's at the food truck, you know, they're always going to ask you if you have a food allergy, just in case you forgot to mention it. So they take it very, very seriously.
Yeah, I think we put a hurting on those chicken dippers and the green machine.
So you have chicken dippers at one food truck. You have the pizzeria behind it, and then you can get a healthy salad at another one.
Yeah.
So options for everyone.
Yeah, I think I eat there like 3 times a day just for snacks. But so no, the other thing is we were talking and we were excited this year for Beaches and a Grill because our son, for those, he's 8, and I'm sure either you have grandkids that are around that age or you have your own kids that are around that age. But Beaches and a Grill water is like walking on glass.
Yes.
And the fun part about that is the water sports are included, and he was able to do everything this year.
Yes.
And whether that was wakeboarding, that was knee boarding, banana boat. So when you go to Beaches and a Grill and the other beaches or sandals, water sports are included. But the nice part about it is at 8:30 every morning, you can be the first in line and take the motorboat out. And
and he was behind a ski boat. I mean, they took him way, way, way out. So
I
we're
know.
just in the water kind of watching, and I'm like, oh my God, he's all the way down at Sandals to Grill now. But he loved it, and being able to experience that and do it as many times a day as he wanted to during the hours they operate, and the banana boat. I mean, how fun was that?
That was great. Yeah, I think we did it 10 times total. But no, it was great. But you can paddleboard, you can Hobie Cat. There's just so much and so many options that we always go back to it, and we always say, we were in Beaches Turks, but there's just something special about Beaches and a Grill.
Beaches to Grill is just a little bit like a smaller, more compact beaches resort. So the water park we love was right behind where we were sitting on the beach. So you could just go back and forth. You didn't have to go back to the water park. It's right there. So like if the little one wanted to go back and forth, you literally just walked up the steps and right there you are. So.
Yeah, it was great. Our chairs were like somewhere like right there, and we were right here at the water park, so they could go back and forth without even hesitating.
Say we spent most of our time in the ocean.
Yeah,
so the ocean is amazing.
Yep.
So for beach lovers like us, it definitely checks all the boxes.
Absolutely. So we're going to transition here. One thing we never really have done on the Friday Lives, and I think it's important, and we get asked a lot about Bethany Travel and I didn't know even travel agents existed and all this other things that we hear out in the community. But I thought it was important and it was actually Cindy's idea because we have a lot of followers, and we get asked is, how does it work working with Bethany Travel? And I give her credit to this because I was like, wait, maybe we should do that on the Friday Live. And so here we go. So I guess you can start.
I thought about it this morning because I had a couple inquiries this week, and I needed to send out some quotes and some pricing. So the way it works, there's several ways. These were people that came into our website that's looking to plan a anniversary trip for next year at a Sandals resort. The other one is one of my existing clients. I did their honeymoon, and they're looking to go back for a special birthday trip, and they kind of know where they want to go, but they don't know what room category, the dates, that kind of stuff. And then so I just start out with sending quotes, and what we do is I always say these are quotes. We're going to fine tune it. So just email us, call us. We also do in person, which really works good. If you really don't know what you want, scheduling an in-person meeting is by far the best you can do.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you're going to sit at our desk, and we have dual monitors. So you're going to be looking, instead of you going all over the Sandals site or the Secret site or some other site, you're going to be seeing us doing it, and we're a lot quicker because we do it every day. And we're going to say, look at this room category. Now look at this room category, and kind of figure out like what you want, because some people know exactly what they want, and that's perfect. Like, I want to go on this ship, and I want to go at this date, and I want the pre and the post, and we'll definitely take care of that for you.
Yeah.
Same price as you're going to do it yourself, but you have us behind you. Or we have a lot of people that really don't know what they want to do, or what they thought they wanted to do after we talked to them in person or on the phone is like, really? Have you thought of this option? And sometimes they leave going to a whole different resort or island than what they thought they wanted because they didn't know about it.
That's right.
So that's where our expertise comes in, and what we do every day is planning vacations.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And one thing too is at least I do a lot of virtual meetings too, whether it be with people in different states or whatever that can't make it here to the office.
Yeah.
So we do virtual. It's pretty easy. You just share a screen. I think if you've been on a virtual call, I think we all have at
Yeah.
this point. But we also do those. But I think it's important because you don't know where you don't need to know where you want to go. Allow us to do it.
Yeah.
Allow us to share because we always say we would never send you anywhere that we
No,
haven't been or
never.
we wouldn't go. So
If I wouldn't take my family there,
Yep.
I'm not booking you there.
yeah, so it's a pretty easy process when it comes to thinking about booking with Bethany Travel. There's two ways you can do it. It's either you can go right on our website and contact us through an email. We
Mhm.
get notified. You kind of put in there what you want to do and what you're thinking. Maybe it's just a hey, I don't know if I want to do a cruise or Caribbean or Europe trip. And then at that point, myself, Cindy, or one of our assistants will reach out trying to schedule a phone appointment or an in-person appointment.
Yes.
And then that way you can understand that we're taking it serious
Mhm.
and we want to definitely have research before. We just don't want to say, hey, we get an inquiry and then we call you and then we are kind of stuck. We
Yeah.
want to take a little bit of time to research that, set up that appointment so we're prepared for when you come in. That way you're not wasting your time and we're not wasting our time.
Yeah, I would say the most important thing you need to do. I don't really like the word budget because sometimes people just don't know. And, things are changing, they're not like they were 10 years ago.
That's
So
right.
we don't really like to talk about the word budget. We will certainly work with you. And if I'm quoting something that's too high, then by all means, I'll try to find something lower. But I'm not going to go to anything that I don't think is, you don't want to spend $3,000 and the resort is not nice. So we would
Yeah.
rather just not do that. But the main thing we need is your dates. So sometimes people say, oh, it doesn't matter. Well, you've got doctor's appointments, you've got schedules and stuff like that. So the main thing we need to start working on your vacation is what dates you want to go.
That's
Like
right.
look on your calendar. Are you celebrating your anniversary, your birthday? Are you out of school that week? Are you off work because of a holiday? And that's when, that really helps us to, like, there's some destinations where if you want to go in January, you really don't want to go to the Bahamas because I think it's going to be a little chilly there.
Right.
So, it's that really helps us to pinpoint where we think is a good location and also give you some realistic pricing.
No, that's yeah, I think that's a great point. And I think what it really comes down to is, I kind of talk about it in our PowerPoint of when we're out in the community, right? But I always say it's, you go to get your nails done, you go to the
Mhm.
spa, you call a plumber when you have a leak in your toilet, whatever it may be, you call them because they're experts, right?
Exactly.
So when you think about travel, don't think that you're always the expert because there's someone like us that do it for a living that may give you a better idea than
Yeah.
what you have versus, that's the same exact reason you get your hair cut somewhere, get your
Exactly. I
nails
got my
done.
own hair,
That's
so
right.
yeah. But like I said, we don't do this. This is not a side hustle. This is
Full time.
full time. Everyone working in here, this is their full time job, and this is how we make our living, and we take it very seriously. I, as the owner, have had this business for 26 years. I take our reputation very, very seriously,
Yeah.
as well as do our whole team. So, like I said, we're not gonna send you someplace that we don't think is good. Maybe I've been there, maybe we've had bad reviews, maybe we've seen that it's under construction or something, but in that case, it's just we don't think it's a good fit, and most people take our word for that.
Yeah, and our assistant Tammy, she's amazing, and she always says, "Yes, we take this job very serious, everyone, but we have a lot of
We
fun."
do
And I
have
think
a
we
lot
do have
of
a lot of
in
fun.
here.
So
Yeah,
Tammy always
we
keeps it low key in here and keeps
have
it
the
fun.
best
So
team ever. I'm very fortunate.
yep, that's right. So we're gonna wrap up like we always do, and thank you for tuning in on Friday. Stay tuned. We have a lot of things coming out. In the next few weeks, we have a very big event. We've talked about it before. In October is our travel
Yes.
shows. We have finalized all of the travel partners that are coming. We have
Mhm.
roughly 25 travel partners, some of the best in the world that are going to be here
Yeah.
in Millsboro and at Ocean Pines in October. So stay tuned for in the beginning of August, we'll start having a sign up sheet and start releasing who is coming.
Mhm.
So I can't wait for you to see the list of all the vendors and partners that we have. That way you can go learn and come to our travel show and learn about their company to possibly take a trip with them.
And you'll get so many ideas.
Yeah.
You'll get ideas that you didn't even know existed.
Yep, exactly. So one thing with the travel shows is what we're going to be doing is depending on the partner, they're going to actually be presenting a video a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about it more, but just to get you excited for our travel shows, we're trying to keep it fresh and not just you walk in, have a bite to eat, meet some people and leave.
Yeah.
We want to be engaged. We want you to be engaged with the different partners because they're taking a lot of time out of their lives to come support us and provide as much information. So we're going to wrap it up here like we always do.
The internet's for looking.
Bethany Travels for booking. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, enjoy this beautiful weather.